Alright guys, before we get started with the assembly, I figured I'd just show you what you're going to need in advance. 10mm wrench, 13mm wrench, 19mm wrench, something to cut zip ties with, something to cut open the boxes, and you're going to also need a 10mm socket, 13mm socket, and a 19mm socket. And you can either use a ratchet or do like I did, use a power tool. You don't really need all this stuff to assemble it. You can actually get rid of all this, get rid of those, get rid of that, and if all you've got is a couple of adjustable wrenches, you can get it done with that. So let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I bought myself something that I've really been wanting for a long time. It's one of these Topside creepers, because I work on Jeeps, I work on, you know, my truck. I mean, it feels like the older I get, the shorter I get. Either that or the taller vehicles get, or a combination of both, one or the other. But anyway, I ordered this off of Summit Racing. The model number is 3-106, and it's made by a company called Traxion. I think they were the first ones to actually make these things. I looked around on Amazon, and I'm going to be honest with you, Summit had the best price that I could find on this particular model. And to be honest with you, it's only $15 or $20 more than some off-brand, no-name brand stuff that I really wouldn't trust. So I haven't opened the box. I went ahead and cut the tape and the straps. So you're going to see it just like I see it for the first time. And let's open her up. All right. We have the pad that we lean on. That's nice and soft. I like that. It's nice and thick too. Be soft on my big fat belly. So we'll set that off to the side. So they use some great big old zip ties, don't they? Let's see if I can find the instructions for this thing. Oh, there's a box full of hardware. Instructions are probably in there. Now, I've never put one of these things together before, and to be honest with you, I've never even seen one in person. I've just seen them on the internet. But I'm going to go ahead and assemble this thing, whatever assembly needs to be done, and you guys are going to see it in real time, so we'll learn together. All right, we'll cut these big old zip ties loose. All right, we've got one piece free. We'll set this off to the side. All right, that looks like all the zip ties. Here's our box. Like I said, I'm hoping there's some instructions in there. All right, well, let's see what we've got in here. I'm going to assume those are the casters. Some foam pads, that's good. And there's some instructions, good. There's a little brochure. Oh, I know what those are. Those are the pads for where the top of it pivots so you don't catch it on your gut. I guess this sounds like hardware. We will need this piece first. So step one is to bolt these two pieces together, or three pieces together rather. Wonder what those are. There's our bag of hardware. All right, it looks like I'm only going to need just a few tools. To get things started, I'm going to be using this Bauer 1/4" drive hex driver with a 19mm socket and a 19mm wrench. The instructions show to put these serrations facing back toward the rear. We'll put one bolt in here. Another bolt in there. And we're going to be using 2 of the regular nylock nuts. So let's get 2 more of our bolts. 2 more of our nuts. Insert jokes here. Well guys, I'm a dummy. Don't do what I just did. You're not supposed to put these bolts in here. So let's just take those out. They have clevis pins for this. And it makes sense because you don't want to be able to, you want to be able to fold this thing up for storage. There we go. So do that. Don't do what I just did a while ago. Hey. All right. There we go. Now that's the way it's supposed to be. So you'll want to open up your box with the casters in it. And inside of each box there will be one locking caster and one free spinning caster. Free spinning caster goes on that end. The locking caster goes on this end. And we use these flanged nuts right here. I'll show you the other one when I get up there. All right. This is what I was talking about, flanged nuts. All right. So there's that part. That's the base. All right, the next step is we need to take the, I guess the inner portion of the upright. Is that what we got to do? I need to move my, yep, I need to move that out of the way. Okay, see if I can make some more racket. Alrighty, we're going to set this over here and set that right there. Okay, now that we've got our first upright in place, I'm pretty sure this is where we're going to need the other 12mm bolts. And there we are for that side. There we are for this side. That's nice. Okay, now we got to put our pads on, is what they're saying. Alright. Now I see what these little pieces are for. They are just there to capture this piece so it doesn't flop all around. And these little bolts are going to use a 10mm socket and a wrench. Oh yeah, so that'll be nice. Ain't got to worry about it coming out. Alright, so I think at this point I can go ahead and set this thing on the floor. Make it a little easier to work on this stuff up high. So the instructions say there's a bar that needs to go across those two legs right there, and I thought I was missing a piece, but it's right here. So don't get discouraged if you can't find it. It'll be at the bottom, I guess, bottom of the step rail piece, ladder thing, whatever you call it, this thing here. And for some reason it's saying that we need to put a washer up on the bottom of this. So it comes with flat washers, and we'll put that with the nut. These are 13mm here. Now I think I'm going to deviate from the directions a little bit right here because it's telling me to assemble all this stuff up here first and then put it on there, but it seems to me like it would be easier to handle this thing if I just slid the ladder down first and then did all of the assembly work. Alright, now this thing right here, it looks like it's heavy gauge steel, but it's not. It's actually thin wall tubing, so it's pretty light. And we're going to use the remaining hardware that we have right here Let me see, I'm going to put this back one in first. Back lower one so it'll hold that thing in place for me. And that's it for the hardware. Nothing extra, but nothing missing. Gotta love it. Again, using 13 millimeters. Now we'll install our last two pieces of padding. One goes here, and the other one goes there. All right, we're going to put our gut pad on there, and we'll want to wrap these pieces of Velcro around these bars here. So let's attempt to do that without much fanfare. Let's see if you guys can see what I'm doing up under here. The Velcro out front, this piece here, I don't know if you can see it or not with a big hand anyway. This is the male side, and this is the soft side or the female side. So you'll roll it around the bottom of the metal, and then you'll stick the Velcro to itself there. So, and we'll do the same for this front piece here. All right, it ain't got to be perfect. It's just got to hold that pad on. All right, last but not least, we'll put our corner pads on here. If I am not mistaken, they'll go like this. There's actually little pockets here you can hang tools in, which would be nice. Is that how that goes? I guess so. Well, that doesn't seem like it covers that at all. Am I doing something wrong? I'm sure I am. Maybe it's supposed to go that way. There we go. Yeah, that's better. All right, that's it for the assembly. You know, one of the reasons why I chose to get the Traxion model over the no-name brand ones. The no-name brand ones, they just have just like a slick piece of metal here. At least these have kind of like a little punctured foot grip section in there, so you're a lot less likely to slip on it. But let's try this thing out, see how sturdy it feels. Feels pretty sturdy. Oh yeah, this is going to be nice. Here we go. One for the thumbnail. Anyway, yeah, I like it, guys. That is going to add a lot of versatility, make jobs a lot easier for me. So I don't know if you guys have figured this out or not, but I'm pretty much an idiot. So if I can put this thing together, I know you can put it together. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.